Every night before I sleep, I have you in my prayer. I love you, Mely.
An emotional tribute to a well-loved Trader Joe's assistant manager who was shot and killed a year ago at her store during a shootout between police and an armed suspect outside.
A year ago, we all woke up thinking it'd be a normal day. A year ago, Mely woke up, she went to work, and she never made it back home.
27-year-old Mely Corado was killed by an LAPD officer's bullet during a gun battle with a suspect who had opened fire on the officers after he crashed his car during a high-speed pursuit and then ran into the Trader Joe's. The suspect holding shoppers and employees hostage for 3 hours before surrendering. Her family says the officers used lethal force and are now suing the city for her death.
I cannot bring home. I cannot bring Mely home. But one thing I can do is I can fight for Mely and give Mely the justice she deserves.
Can you please introduce yourself and give a summary of everything that's happening right now?
Yeah, my name is Mely Corado, and we're out here celebrating my life, celebrating my sister's life. Her name was Mely Corado, and she was killed by LAPD in July of 2018 at the Silver Lake Trader Joe's. And today we're out here lifting up her name, but also calling for justice because the two cops who shot into the store and killed her have not been prosecuted in any way.
Prosecute killer cops! Prosecute killer cops! Prosecute killer cops! Prosecute killer cops! Prosecute killer cops!
How would you describe the treatment and the connection you've had with the LAPD complex and with the mayor and total and the whole local government? How would you describe their cooperation?
Local government and police have not done anything. Police have actively tried to withhold information from us. The night that Mely was killed, they told the LA Times that it was the suspect who was running into the store because the police were chasing someone and he ran into the store and they shot at him, and they said it was his gun that killed Mely. And everybody in the store knew that that wasn't true. Everyone saw Mely get shot, everyone saw her bleed out, and of course obviously the LAPD knew that, so they went ahead and told the LA Times that it was the suspect, trying to remove responsibility. And then a few days later they had to admit it was them. Garcetti spoke to my dad, said, you know, I'm so sorry, I'm a father as well, did a press conference where he called, you know, on the bravery of the police and didn't say anything about Mely. He said it was a tragedy, but that the police were so brave. And so since then, knowing that, we haven't engaged with any city government or police because they're actively not with us. They are actively trying to protect the police, so we don't want anything to do with that.
And we're saying that we will step forward righteously and demand justice in her name. And I know that we constantly say things like justice for Mely Corado, but we cannot get justice for her. We can get justice in her name. Justice would be that she is still here. Justice would be valuing the lives of black folks and brown folks and working class folks. More than the police state, which all of these fools try to prop up.
That's right. Can you sort of go more into that? Because a lot of the decisions for what the police does comes down to the chief, which is appointed by Garcetti, And then it comes down to the 5-member Civilian Police Commission, which is also appointed by Garcetti.
Yes.
So do you think there's maybe a fucked up part about how who's judging the police's actions and then how that outcome comes about?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you have police holding other police accountable, nothing is ever going to happen. I mean, anybody that you talk to with any sort of brain would tell you that you don't fire into a crowded grocery store on a Saturday afternoon. But somehow the police commission ruled it in policy. So again, it comes down to they're looking out for police and police only, not anybody else, not the people of the city. And can you imagine if I had been firing and trying to kill someone and killed a police officer? I would probably have life in prison, because the life of a police officer is valued so much more than the life of any civilian. Whether, and Mely was not engaging with police, she didn't have a criminal record, she wasn't being arrested or resisting or whatever, she was at work. And that is, for me, is the clearest indication that it doesn't matter. They don't need an excuse. Because usually they have an excuse, right? They're resisting, they're this or that. Mely was at work, didn't know that cops were chasing someone, right? She just heard a car accident, ran outside to try to help someone, and she got shot. So yeah, I mean, so I think that if you have the police commission, you have the district attorney who's not going to prosecute cops, they're protected on all sides. So I think that's why we're calling for, dismantling the whole thing. Because at every turn, even if the police commission says it's not in policy, it then goes to the district attorney, who then can just say, well, we're not going to prosecute. So, you're at a dead end. And if you're the family of someone who's been killed by police, what are you to do then?
Jackie Lacey will go.
Jackie Lacey will go.
Jackie Lacey will go.
Jackie Lacey will go.
So let me say that's 3 of these motherfuckers that are going.
Does this gathering of people from different races, different probably religions and all of that have a lot of disdain for Garcetti, for Michael Moore, for Jackie Lacey, does it give you hope that maybe in the near or not so far future things could actually change like they haven't in the past?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're seeing is we're seeing the people who have never engaged with city politics and conversations about defunding the police. You're seeing a lot of people who have never done this educating themselves and then going and educating people around them to that. So I think the movement is as big as it's ever been, and it's going to keep getting bigger because at every turn the police is actively trying to instigate things. They're trying to escalate things. So right now the eyes of the world are on the police, and they still can't even for a second behave themselves. You're seeing that with the sheriff's department. They killed Andres Guardado, and then a few days later we protested, and then they fired the tear gas and rubber bullets in a peaceful protest. I mean, Andres' father was there. Like, no one was there to do anything. So right now I think we're building out this movement in a way that we've never seen it, and we're using every tool we have, and not just education. We're using social media. We're using every avenue available to us to bring people in, and that is our greatest strength, is that we have people who know how to do that, and they don't. They're a bunch of old fucks who don't know how to spread a meaningful message. And I organize with a group called People City Council, and we do tons of education stuff. We do memes, we do trolling, we do all sorts of things because we want to engage everybody. We want to engage the person who wants to troll people. We want to engage the person who wants to learn. We want to engage everybody who's willing to have these conversations.
Mely Corado! Say her name! Mely Corado! Say her name! Mely Corado! This is Layla right here. And what we do to the children, because we don't take no knee to the police. We are not submissive to the police. What we are submissive to is the children. So if you guys can, take a knee with me to Layla. And we do this to make sure that we build relation. So something that happened to Mely does not happen to Layla. Because we know her, and we see her. And if something does happen in any form of way of her getting harassed, we built community already. So we see you. We see you. And I want you guys to know, her whole family, including Pops right here, that Mely is here right now with every one of these sunflowers. Plus, she did not go down in shame. Because right here is where she is, and her energy is here. She went down as a seed when they put her in the ground, and they brought her up as a flower, as a sunflower. Put your flowers up. You see, every one of these petals right here is you. Carry On is a democracy, and we take the consensus of the people. So we're here for you. This respect is for you, and the love is for you, Layla. We all love you. So when I say that we're all together symbolically within this flower, you see the petals are us, and the core is Mely. And we're all here together in a big circle attached to the core. I believe in y'all, and the only way that we're gonna get the true justice that we need to make sure that something like this never happens again is if we push the spirit of her, and we have everybody to show up in critical mass. That's how you get the justice that you need. If you come through with critical mass. That's how they stopped apartheid. That's how we got the civil rights done. And that's how we're going to make sure we get justice for Mely. Hey, for Mely, we say carry on. We say carry on. And for Layla, we say carry on. We're blessed. We love you. All of you.